The park is really cool this afternoon, huh, Emna? The wind blowing like free natural air conditioning.
Yeah, but it's the kind of AC without a remote. You can't turn it up if you want more coolness.
At least it's better than the fan at my house. It spins so slow that mosquitoes fly faster.
Your fan is probably in meditation mode, spinning to contemplate life.
Speaking of daily life, I woke up really early this morning.
How early?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock? And you're saying it like you just set a world record?
For me, it is a record. Normally, the alarm rings at 7, and at 8, I finally accept that I'm still alive.
I'm different. As soon as the alarm rings, I jump right up.
Whoa, really? Steal willpower?
No, because the alarm is my mom calling me for breakfast. If I don't get up, I miss out.
Ah, survival instinct. I get it. At my house, it's different. My mom doesn't call, she just stares.
Is stairs?
Stares in a way that says nothing but pressures more than a math test.
Eyes that deal mental damage.
Exactly. Sometimes I get up before she can stare to preserve my sanity.
So, what's your usual breakfast?
Usually, a determination to diet.
Sounds nutritious.
Very rich in imagination. Look at the bread, look at the fried eggs, then decide to eat tomorrow.
I eat a full breakfast every morning. Without it, my brain lags right away.
Lag like loading or freezing.
Freezing. Someone asks a simple question, and I have to go, thinking. Please wait.
For me, eating or not, I freeze the same. Probably a faulty OS.
It's because you sleep late. What time do you go to bed?
The plan is 11.
And in reality?
3 in the morning. After watching videos. Just 5 more minutes.
The most classic lie of humanity.
Right. Tops the list with, tomorrow, I'll start exercising.
Speaking of exercise, do you do any?
Sure. Every morning I stretch my arm to reach for my phone.
You must be at a high level in that.
So high, I can do it with my eyes closed. Survival skill.
I go for a morning run.
Real running, or in your mind?
Real running. But after one lap around the park, I start questioning the meaning of life.
I'm sitting on this bench, questioning it without running.
So, what do you do during the day?
I have a very scientific routine. Morning. Sleep in. Noon. Think about what to eat. Afternoon. After eating, think about why I ate so much.
And evening?
Evening recap. Tomorrow, I have to live healthier.
Sounds familiar.
What about you?
Me. Morning study, noon study, afternoon study, evening. Think about how I should have studied better in the afternoon. Afternoon study, paperting that US us, and a video.
Your life sounds stressful.
That's why I come to the park on weekends, to pretend I'm someone who lives slowly.
I come here to pretend I'm someone with healthy habits.
We're both acting roles.
But this role is easier than early riser.
Exactly. Sitting on a bench, cool breeze, no one rushing, no alarm.
Just missing the stomach growling.
You're hungry again?
My stomach works on office hours. When it's time, it reminds me right away.
I think your daily routine revolves around eating and sleeping more than normal people.
That's called energy optimization.
Optimized, huh?
Not yet, but I'm researching. Who knows, maybe soon I can just breathe park air and feel full.
If so, you'd come here every day.
Yeah, but weekend afternoons are still the best.
Because no rush.
And because there's someone to chat nonsense with.
Chatting, nonsense, but fun is fine.
Right. Daily life without these nonsense moments would be so dry.
That's why we need afternoons like this.
Yeah. Sitting here, complaining about little things, suddenly life feels kinda cute.
Cute in a not needing to be perfect way.
Exactly, like my routine. Not perfect, but used to it.
Sitting here suddenly makes me remember last week's studying.
Remember like nostalgia or like trauma?
like remembering and wanting to forget.
Then that's successful studying. Knowledge might not stick, but the emotions do.
This week I studied so much that just looking at my backpack makes my back ache.
Your backpack must be loaded with heavy knowledge.
The heaviest are the textbooks. Every time I take one out, my hand shakes, not sure if from weight or fear.
Back when I was studying, opening a book would make my brain switch to power-saving mode.
Your brain is smart, knows how to protect itself.
It says, too much info, save for later.
But later never comes.
Right. At exam time, the brain asks, wait, when did we learn this?
I'm different. I study from the start of the week.
Sounds dangerous. You really study?
Really, but by midweek, I start forgetting a bit.
Forgetting a bit how?
Still vaguely remember, but if someone asks deeply, I answer with my eyes.
Eyes full of knowledge.
Abstract knowledge.
What subject was the most tiring this week?
Every subject is tiring in its own way. Some tire the head, some the heart.
And some tire both body and soul.
Exactly. Some days in class, my head listens to the lecture, heart worries about the test, hands take notes, and brain thinks about lunch.
Brain multitasking.
Multitasking, but half done on everything.
Back then, I studied with the jump when the water reaches your feet tactic.
Sounds familiar.
But the problem is, water comes, and my feet are lazy.
So you sink?
Sink in deadlines. Feels like sleeping and dreaming you haven't done the assignment.
I hate Sunday evenings the most.
Yeah, that moment when the new week hasn't arrived, but the worries have.
Sitting, studying, but keep glancing at the clock.
Glancing to hope time flies?
No, glancing to make sure it's not flying too fast.
Time in class always runs slower than usual.
Slow, like each minute is a documentary segment.
And break time passes in a blink.
This week I had a really tough test.
Tough like didn't study or studied but still tough?
Studied, but in the exam room, it still felt unfamiliar.
Feeling like looking at the paper and wondering, did I study the wrong class?
Right. I read the question and it felt familiar, like I'd seen it in a dream.
In dreams, you answer great.
In real life, pen in hand but brain blank.
Blank enough to hear the wind in your head.
But after the test, I feel so much lighter.
Lighter like unloading a rock.
Then right after remember, oh, next week another one.
Short-lived joy.
But still, I think studying has its good points.
Good where?
It gives us a reason to sit in the park on weekends and complain.
Oh yeah. Without studying, what to complain about?
Plus, those moments when you get it suddenly feel so happy.
The so that's it moment.
Right. Even if it only lasts a few minutes before forgetting again.
But those minutes are worth it.
A tiring study week, but it makes weekend afternoons more precious.
Sitting here, no books, no homework.
Just wind, bench, and us chatting.
Studying during the week is like climbing a hill.
And weekend afternoons are like sitting to rest, looking back at what we climbed.
And telling ourselves, next week, climb again.
Even knowing it'll be tiring.
But at least right now, no need to think about it.
Yeah, let the mind rest a bit.
Studying needs breaks to digest too.
Like eating too much without walking feels uncomfortable.
So sitting in the park is part of the study strategy.
Strategy sounds very convincing.
If anyone asks, we're processing backlog knowledge.
Processing by sitting and chatting idly.
But chatting is learning. Learning to live lighter.
Saying that makes the study week feel less heavy.
Because we know the weekend bench is waiting.
And someone to complain with?
Complain, then laugh.
Laugh then. Prepare for the new week.
But that's tomorrow's story.
For now, just sit.
Sitting quietly like this, suddenly I feel a bit missing something.
Missing what?
Missing some pointless chit-chat stories.
Those are always ready.
So tell one, something unimportant but random enough.
Let me think. This morning I saw someone walking a dog.
Sounds normal.
Normal until I realized the dog was walking very slow, and the person was being held back.
Usually it's the opposite.
Right. The dog was strolling and stopping to admire the scenery, like enjoying life.
And the person probably running late.
The person's face looked just like ours on Monday mornings.
One side wants to live slow, the other dragged by life.
I saw it and felt so familiar.
I see myself in it. My inner self is the dog, and the schedule is the leash pulling.
Very relatable analogy.
Any more stories?
Yes. I notice people who come to this park on weekend afternoons.
Yeah, each in their own way.
Some walk very seriously, like training for some competition.
Others walk holding their phone, eyes on the screen, feet on autopilot,
Feet operating on instinct.
brain elsewhere.
Just like us, sitting here with minds sometimes alert, sometimes drifting.
I'm drifting to snacks later.
Eating again.
Topic never gets old.
I also see kids playing, laughing really loud.
Kids laugh without needing a reason.
Adults need all sorts of reasons to laugh.
Sometimes have the reason but still can't laugh.
That's why we need these meaningless chit-chat stories.
Not meaningless, they save the spirit.
You sound profound.
Really. Stuff like today's weather is cool sounds simple but saying it lightens you up.
Or, sitting here is fine.
Yeah, no need for big actions.
Some days I hear two people on the next bench talking very quietly.
Talking about what?
All very everyday stuff. What to eat, what time to sleep, tired or not.
But their voice is very peaceful.
I think they must be really close.
Close enough not to need fancy talk.
Just real talk.
Like us, who?
Yeah, we don't discuss grand things either.
All random stuff but never get bored talking.
Because each little story has some emotion.
Sometimes funny.
Sometimes complaining.
Sometimes just a bit of silence.
But silence without awkwardness.
That's real comfort.
Have you noticed weekend afternoons in the park always feel slower?
Yeah. Like time is resting too.
That's why chit-chat has room to exist.
On weekdays, chit-chat feels guilty.
Because work's not done.
Here, chit-chat is the main task.
Task without pressure.
No KPI, no deadline.
Just sit and talk.
Talk about stuff that won't change the world.
But changes the mood.
I like best when we're talking and both laugh for a really small reason.
Small enough that retelling it, no one would find it funny.
But at the time, it really is.
Because laughing together,
Chit-chat together.
thinking back, these afternoons will probably be the most memorable later.
Memorable not because big things happened.
But because nothing to worry about.
Just wind, park, and miscellaneous stories.
Stories without conclusions.
Talk as far as it goes.
Stop whenever.
Like now.
Yeah, no need to force more.
Just sit a bit more.
Let the afternoon drift slower.
And let the chit-chat dissolve into the wind.
Sounds poetic.
Poetic but easy to understand.
Like these weekend afternoons.
Ordinary but memorable.
Yeah, that's enough.